Howdy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm putting on a very fake smile this morning because I am so burnt out. It's disgusting. It's just awful how burnt out I am and how badly I don't want to do this. Anyway, we have the truck and trailer in tow. We are en route to drive to Michigan, 2.5 hours away to get a truck. That is a good deal that I would like to have, but we're getting past. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna post this, but I'm really burnt out. I'm just like, I need a day off, and I got up at 4:50 this morning, Saturday, fun fact. 4:44, 4:50, I snoozed it for 5 minutes, and got up, got around, got to doing it, and now I'm headed out with the sun in my eyes to take this voyage, and there's no part of me that wants to. Anyway, there are a couple of reasons that I am rather than am not. One of them is the direct value proposition, that being spending $3,000 and having a truck that's worth $6,000 for essentially 5 hours of work plus whatever I need to do to it, which I believe will be fairly minor. You should have thousands of dollars in equity built in and made into this thing, which is pretty good. The Carfax history-based value on it is over $11,000, which is astronomical. It's not worth that, but I would say conservatively, I'm paying $3,000 and I think it's worth $6,000, so or $55,000, just to be on the very safe side. Maybe it's worth even more, but a few grand for a few hours, I would say, is well worth my time. Secondly, I really want to show you what's possible with vehicles. Like, each vehicle that I buy, I don't do it braggadociously to like show you how much I made or what good deal I got. It doesn't matter. If it was just about that, I'd keep it to myself like I was doing a long time ago. But the goal, the objective, is to showcase to you what's possible. If you want a HEMI, this specific truck, a 3rd-gen Dodge with a HEMI and 4-wheel drive, this is very clear, direct, literal proof that you can make thousands on it, that deals like this exists. Deals like this exist out there. They're out there every day. And so with what I'm doing right now, going and getting this thing, building it, or actually reverting it kind of back to stock, I think that's going to be more of the build plan. I want to show you that you can drive a cool, sweet HEMI, gas or diesel, whatever, sports car, anything, and do so at no net cost or profitably. And with the pretty huge profit incentive or equity incentive, plus all of you can't turn it down. So we are headed out over 2 hours in tow, and I am not stoked for it. And if you're wondering, I have just atrocious allergies right now. This is after allergy meds, and I still feel kind of like garbage. So that's fun. I have breakfast right here, a little avo toast, eggs, whatever. So it's a fun life. It's a good life. I'm not complaining. Hopefully this is not complaining, because what's the alternative? You always got to ask yourself that. What is the alternative? I don't go do this, gonna lounge around for 6 hours, not do anything. What's the alternative? If I extrapolate this out and I'm not my own boss, I have to work for somebody at a $20 an hour job, not living the lifestyle of freedom and financial abundance that I want. So that's also another driver, huge driver. So we got her, locked it down for $3,000 flat. It has everything. I'm gonna let this car pass. I just took off. I'll give you a full walk around and rundown. There we go. There was only one undisclosed issue, and it was the exhaust. The exhaust is pretty well hacked together, I'd say, and it has a little leak. I looked up exhaust for these and then said, would you come down to account for the exhaust? I knew about the sensor, I knew about the other stuff, but I didn't know about the exhaust, and he did. So they were asking 45. They said they'd do 36, and then got them down to 6 for the exhaust, or I offered 3. They said, would you do 31? And I said, no, I just figured that's what the exhaust will cost. So I got it for 3 flat, and it's like not imperative. It's not super loud. It has duals that are just hacked together and a little iffy. Anyway, I got to take directions and get back on the freeway. I got hazards on and hoping for a safe drive home. Check this out. We are in the first test drive, as you saw a couple days ago. I was pretty tired, pretty out of it, so I didn't film much, but I trailered it home because allegedly it was too rough to drive, but it's not, and I'll show you that right now. We are driving at 45. It's doing totally okay. I do need to refill on fuel, but like, check this interior out. There's nowhere here. Any prizes? No prizes, unfortunately, but very clean. Everything's still in here. We have a Sirius XM radio, and should I roll down the windows to give her the beans? I'll roll down the windows. You can hear this exhaust leak. Big truck. There we go. But she's got HEMI power. We're doing the speed limit on this private track and closed quarters, closed circuit. But I mean, it does the speed limit just fine. Maybe even a mile or 2 an hour over, in excess of the speed limit. But we're on a closed circuit. Anyway, runs and drives well. Next stop is going to be the gas station, and then I'm going to get it home and then do a little debrief. I'll tour you around the truck, show you everything that's wrong with it, show you my plans, which may or may not include this gorgeous fuzzy little purple steering wheel. Anyway, ciao. Good afternoon. I am feeling a heck of a lot better, legitimately, than I was a couple days ago. A couple days have elapsed, gone by, and I've had some time to process and recenter, reground myself, so I don't feel like a bag of garbage anymore. Anyway, apologies on the lack of videography for the purchase of this truck. I know that I didn't really show too much of anything, which is kind of lame, but man, I was not feeling up to it, running on very minimal sleep, because the day prior I had purchased, I don't know if I said this already, but the day prior I had purchased a car in Ohio, a truck, that I drove like a total of 9 hours for, and then the next morning I had to go get this, all while being sick, whether that was like a flu sort of thing or a really bad case of allergies given the season. Still a little congested from general allergy stuff, but feeling much better. Anyway, time to show you the truck. Here she is. So we made it home safe. I took you on that very, very brief drive, but I'm gonna go get this thing pulled up into the driveway. It's been sitting here by the barn because the driveway is kind of packed, as you'll see. Anyway, I want to show you this beast because I am stoked as can be on it. Maybe go a little cold start action for you. Boom. There she is. You can hear that exhaust leak, but oh well. Throw her in drive and take her up. Alrighty, so here she is. We are up on the driveway, and I can give you a full tour of this thing. I'll give you a very, very quick walk around, general walk around, and then I'll go into a couple of the exciting details and point out a few more things. Anyway, here is the truck. It's got just a tick over 130,000 miles, clean title, 1 reported accident on the Carfax, but the miles are actual, which is the big thing, the exciting thing, the great thing, and it's still a clean title. So not too worried about that. Anyway, here is the truck. So they were asking 5K originally. They came down to 45, talked them down to 4, then 36, and then in person ended up getting it for 3,000 flat because of the exhaust. And what else did I say? Oh, the frame. So the frame is good. It's just Michigan-y. If you're familiar with Michigan, snowy, salty, and rusty. So I guess talking about rust, I do want to point out the fact that these are still here, which is rare, especially on a truck that has that's lived its life in Michigan exclusively. So that's pretty amazing. Onto the interior, it's a lady-driven truck, which is pretty sweet. So we have this nice, soft, velvety purple and bedazzled little steering wheel cover, some purple floor mats. You let me know, should I rock them, should I keep them, or should they go? Then we have the seats, no rips in the upholstery, which is nice. You can start feeling this starting to sag. This is where they always rip. And then, amazingly enough, we have a sunroof, which is pretty sweet. Stock radio, but it does have access, or what's it called? A subscription to satellite radio, I think it's called. So it comes in really clear and it sounds really good. The speakers in here are excellent. All of the windows work. The sunroof does work. Everything in here is stock. I can pop the hood, show you what's under there. We're rocking the HEMI, the big old Dodge Ram HEMI. Oh, with good struts, not good struts. With no good struts, we have a cold air intake right here. Oh, we do have good struts. Hey, perfect. So we have a cold air intake right here. And I think that's about it for the modifications. We'll definitely have to clean that battery terminal. It's been functional up to this point, but coming down. Woo! Dodged that one. That was a little sus. A little heart attack there. I thought that was coming down on the head. Anyway, you saw enough of the engine bay. I'll keep touring you around the body, point out a couple things. So it came with this Iron Cross front bumper that was actually in slightly better shape when I got it, but due to a little mishap with a scrap car of mine, a junk car of mine, it's gotten a little blood, a little bit of red paint. Oh! No! Not the door! We are putting the good old Iron Cross to use. Maybe just sink her in right here. Oh, baby. Oh, no. The Iron Cross. That left literally nothing. Come on, baby. Oh! No! On the front, but it needed to be cleaned up regardless. This needs to be shot back to black. Anyway, there were spots that needed to be cleaned up, but this thing is expensive. I think it's $1,800 right now on sale for $1,333. So $1,300 for this frickin' bumper, which is insane. And I'm sure I could take it off. And well, the headlights are a little different between these Dodges, but I don't think the HEMI 1500 quite merits that aggressive front bumper, but something like that. Ooh. I am going to be pulling this off, reverting it to stock, putting a stock 3rd gen chrome front bumper on. So we'll have the chrome there, chrome front bumper, silver paint. We already have the paint matched flares, which I haven't taken a look behind. I'm assuming the fronts are okay. Moving on to the back, we do have the typical Michigan stuff that happens, aka rust. Down here on the bed, suboptimal as well. The tailgate's in good shape, no crazy dents. We just have this little area, but that can be addressed for sure. I can either do the classic black stripe that you've seen me do if you watch other videos, or maybe get like a plastic guard so it doesn't look quite as bad. The bumper's okay other than right there, and on that side, same thing. Bed down low isn't too bad. The rust on this side isn't as bad either. And then the body, like, it's really, really solid. It's dirty. It's got the big tow mirrors, which is pretty sweet. It's definitely not merited by this truck, but it does have the tow mirrors. Pretty aggressive, pretty cool. So a couple of the other things that I found out when I got here is that it had new tires put on. It has the 20-inch rims, which are chrome. These are going to polish out like crazy. On camera, they look kind of good. Yeah, you can see all the dirt and grit and grime. This thing needs a big time detail. So I'll definitely get it cleaned up. That'll be its own video. But get these things polished and matching the pop of that silver paint, because I mean the paint's it's in good condition, as you can see. Anyway, so we had new tires put on, all four. We got the big chrome 20s. We have some newer front end components as well. The guy was saying that he had done a few of the different bushings and whatnot at the front. Underneath, it's not that bad. I mean, it's Michigan. You can see the rocker. If I zoom in, yeah, you can see the rocker starting to rot, but like the frame itself is good, which is the imperative part. That is what matters, not the body, but the heart. What else to tell you? I don't know. We have a bed liner already spray in, and then this little guy, this cover, which is pretty nice. So none of that was disclosed, or advertised, I should say. Disclosed, maybe not the right word. Hitch back there. Backside, underside. Oh, talking about back here, I can show you how hacked this exhaust is. So this is why I got them down on the price so much, because of this little thing. The exhaust is pretty clangy, pretty rattly, not done up the best. Up here, I don't know if someone just tacked it. No, they must not have. But it's definitely not a good looking exhaust. That one's drooping, that one's too high up. And they're both just kind of garbage. And then it has different cats up there. So those are welded in properly. It's not too loud. I guess I can do a little start and rev. But the exhaust is pretty dangly and rattly. And we have a check engine light on for the O2 sensor. So that is the exhaustive list of issues on this thing. I'll give it a start with the door open and maybe let it warm up for about 30 seconds so you can hear it. So you can hear that little ticking manifold leak. But I mean, it runs out healthy, 4-wheel drive, engages well. It's by switch, which is nice. The AC cranks. I know that you won't be able to feel it, but it turns on well. Speakers sound good. Everything's solid. Let me drop down. Couple more revs up here. Little limiter with it being in park. I don't know in neutral if it'll go any higher. I don't mind Camry starting this baby. No, she doesn't want it. Better safe than sorry anyway. So that's a tour of the truck. That is the baseline of exactly what we're working with from the get-go. Definitely needs a thorough detail, needs the stock front bumper put back on, and then I can sell that one as an upsell included in the sale with the truck, or if I decide to put it on a different truck that is more cool, probably a Cummins, or just separately on Facebook Marketplace, throw it up there for $1,000 or $800 and recoup some of the investment from this thing. Pull that money out, because the stock bumper is going to be way less than this aftermarket one. Let's say, just very conservative numbers here, I paid $3,000 for the truck. It doesn't need the exhaust work. Take off the front bumper, sell it for $800. I think that's very safe, and then pay $300, which you could buy one on eBay for that. You have $500 saved through that. So you have a HEMI 4x4 with 130,000 miles for $2,500 net, which is nuts. That is insane. That's a killer deal for that truck right there. So I'm really happy with it. I actually already have a bumper because, as you can see, I got a couple of these Dodges. I've had these Dodges in the past, so I already have a 3rd gen front bumper that I got for $75. So I'm going to be throwing that on. That'll tick up the investment, 75, but then again, we can drop off how much that front bumper sells for. That is the name of the game with automotive money making, being smart, financially responsible with your passion for vehicles, getting to enjoy and experience the trucks that you love, doing so in a financially responsible and even profitable manner. So that's a tour of the truck. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you're as excited for the build as I am. With that in mind, we will talk very, very soon on the next video for the build. Peace. Hey, wait 1 second before you go. Almost forgot. Shameless plug. It's plug-in time. If you're interested in learning exactly how to get deals just like this, get a deal breakdown of all the different trucks that I've had, or how to start an automotive marketing business or a detailing business, then hit the link down below to automotivemoney.com if you want to know the strategic buying program, all of the tips, tools, strategies, negotiation tactics, everything, how to look for good deals and all of that. That is the arbitrage program. But check out Automotive Money, drop a like, hit a comment, do the subscribe, whatever. Peace.